Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Kimberly.
Good evening, Renee.
And Miss Judy. We missing Miss Judy.
So tonight, you guys, Judy is not going to be here with us, and we're going to continue. Look at me, and sorry, well, Judy's not going to be with us tonight. So we're going to continue on this journey and have a wonderful time tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to Renee, the MC for tonight. All right,
Oh,
welcome everybody.
right. Okay. So tonight we are going to talk to you real soon. But before then, Kim is going to explain what self mean, because the aspect of conscious awakening, it enables us to reflect on ourselves. So, what does self mean, Kim? I love this little acronym.
I figure she loves it because she always make me say it, which is a good thing. So the acronym for self and conscious awakenings, the S stands for spirituality, the E stands for evolving within your energy, the L stands for love, and the F stands for fulfillment.
All
So,
right.
yeah. So that's what it stands for, self, and that's the acronym that I use in conscious awakening. Yes.
All right. So now we're going to get started. Good evening, everyone. Um, I am your singing MC, Renee. And we're going to take a moment to relax so that we can reduce the stress and anxiety while calming the mind and body. Kim will lead us in a breathing exercise.
Okay, so I'm going to get ready here. I'm just sharing. If you give me a moment to just share this one time, I have to share it on someone's page and I will get started. Thank you. All righty. So today we're going to talk about energy fields, and I want you guys to just sit back, relax, uncross your hands. If you can uncross your hands, your feet, just relax and close your eyes. Just take a moment and listen to your breath. Most of the time, we don't take a moment. Most of the time, we're running to the next project and the next project. But the body needs to rest. The body needs time to rejuvenate. So close your eyes and just relax and take a deep breath and release it. So tonight is about energy. As you begin to relax, I want you to pay attention to your energy. If you are able to relax your hands on your thighs and just feel the energy that is coming out of your hands onto your thighs. Take a deep breath. Release. And just connect to the energy in your body. Once you totally relax, you will feel the pulse of your heartbeat. And you will feel the energy moving all through your body. Relax. We're going to take the deepest breath that we can take for this evening. Take a deep breath. Release. Now, this is your first, or maybe not your first connection to your energy field. This is just a tiny little bit apart. So, on the count of 3, you're going to open up your eyes and we're going to continue on with our dialogue about energy. 1, 2, and 3. Open up your eyes.
All righty then.
So, Renee.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask you a quick question before we move forward. I want you to tell me, because I can have this dialogue with you. What did you feel?
During the breathing exercise?
This whole, yes. What did you feel?
I felt a level of relaxation. It took me a minute to actually relax.
Mm-hmm.
Get it off my shoulders, get it off my neck. It took me a minute to do that, but I'm learning in life now how to relax. So I felt that. I felt the pumping of my heart, like you said. I felt that once I totally relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good moment with self.
Yeah.
Energy is concerned, that energy, it just keeps me in the mind of thinking that energy is that thing that we do. So that energy was the breath. That energy was relaxation.
And it's not the thing that we do, not to cut you off. It's what we are. It's energy.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to let you move forward.
Okay, so before I move forward, today is my mother's birthday, Eula May Adams. She passed away March 31st, 2021, and she loved her some leopard. So Kim and I and her, in her memory, that's why we have on the leopard today. So I just wanted to say that so y'all can wonder, okay, they don't have on their t-shirts today. So we are, paying
We're honoring Eula.
Yeah. I can't talk too much about it because then I
And
get all
that's
eyed and stuff. But okay.
It's great energy. I'm glad that we're doing it because we have to learn how to release and let go. And we have to also learn that because the physical body is gone, that doesn't mean they're gone. We have to learn how to develop that relationship with them on another level. So this is our way of showing Eula on a physical level and what she liked to do and wear. But we also experiencing her on an energy, also energy wise on a spiritual level. That's the spiritual part of it. So that's the other thing that we're doing tonight. Earlier today, I was doing my gongyo and I said, happy birthday, Eula. And that's what I do for people that I know that passed away. And I say their name out loud, So we have to learn how to, even though it may hurt or whatever, but we have to get past that hurting and get past and really enjoy, because she enjoyed herself when she was here in the physical. She had a good time. She enjoyed having a good time. I had plenty of good times with her. So I do know I experienced her just as much as I experienced her daughter. We played cards together, so I enjoyed her and I did her hair, so I had a chance to experience Eula.
Yeah.
So I'm experiencing her right now.
Yeah, and your leopard. Yeah. I always say, this morning I was like, gone but not forgotten, Mom.
Exactly.
And I got a lot of little nice comments from people on Facebook who miss her just like I do.
Yeah.
So, I know she touched some lives while she was here on earth. That's what's important too.
Yeah.
So next, I always like to begin by letting the audience know that, you know, when Kim and Judy begin these sessions, they're seeking to educate their audience on a specific topic or an issue on a monthly basis with intentions of influencing our attitude and behavior and beliefs towards a purpose. So I hope that every time we hook up together, everybody gets something to take a takeaway, that they can use in their daily lives because we don't do this to waste our time or yours. And it's a great opportunity for us to uh, learn new things about self. And with that said, our dessert topic this evening is energy fields. So there are 5 of them. And the first one is physical energy, etheric energy, emotional energy, mental energy, and spiritual energy. So this evening, the energy field of discussion is the connection of emotional and mental energy and how we experience it in our daily lives. So, Kim, you want to let us,
Well,
tell us a little bit about that?
basically, I wanted to talk about we let's talk about why we chose this topic. The reason, Renee, that I really wanted to talk, we talked about energy before. First of all, some weeks back, we talked about energy. But as I evolved and as I learned more about my own personal energy, um, I see how important it really is to understand your energy. I see how important it is to be connected to your energy.
Right.
I see how important it is to know how how this anatomy, how it functions in life, because your energy, your human energy field is the foundation for your health and vitality. And once we learn how to support our energy field, we're able to support ourselves physically, our physical health, our mental health, and our vitality. And the bottom line is that a lot of us, and I can't speak for the world, but I'm speaking for myself and for people that I do know. We didn't come in the world learning about energy, about the anatomy. And really, that's the first thing of knowledge that we should learn is how this body functions. Language that we should learn is how this body functions. Language that we should learn is how. That's okay. I gotta let Renee turn her phone down. Okay.
Got it.
I did the same thing.
Trying to look at the comments.
Yeah, no one has come on yet, but that's okay. We're gonna yeah. So we're gonna keep going because people do. When you guys come on, please share. Please share. So we're not gonna worry about that. But this is about the human energy field, and Renee just talked about the physical, the uric energy field, the emotional, mental, and spiritual, and we're gonna really touch on the mental and the emotional energy. And the reason why I wanted to do that, because I also wanted to talk about our connection to our friends, our connection to our families, our connections to our partners. Just really want to get into understanding how did we come programmed, and what does that have to do with energy? And as Renee and I was dialoguing and really talking about it during the week, we came up with some wonderful things. I've done some research. I'm also researching on my own self. I most definitely enjoy sitting back and relaxing. I have learned how to relax and shut down so that I can connect to my energy, so that I can get my energy, so I can support my energy physically, so I can support myself mentally and have vitality in my life. What is vitality? How do we live with vitality? How we live with vitality is truly understanding our energy field, how important it is. Because what I've learned, Renee, is that from 1 to 5, and maybe you can, we can dialogue about this. From 1 to 5, we come in this world and we're just curious. We don't really remember those ages if you think about it. And we're learning, we're touching things, we're figuring out things. We'll probably cry for a bottle. We'll cry and we realize, oh, that's how we're going to get some attention, because we're not talking yet, and then we eventually start crawling, and then we may fall and say, oh, okay, can't do that anymore. So by the time we turn 6, our analytical skills start kicking into play. And we need our analytical skills. But then from that, we start getting programmed. This is part of our energy field. We're programmed. We have not, so we have not learned the different steps that needs to be taken for us to really understand about the energy fields and the causes that we put out. It's so deep that, we so caught up in cause and effect, and we really not understanding that we have to not switch it or turn it around, but we have to put out a cause to get an effect. And I say put out a cause to get an effect because we have to become coherent of what kind of effect we even want to have, or how do we even get a great effect. Now, I'm not saying we're supposed to be these perfect human beings and don't make any mistakes or anything like that. But the body, the anatomy of the human anatomy is very, very interesting. And once you go within self and beyond self on a unified field, you begin to transcend and you begin to look at life different. You begin to shift. You begin to put out different causes. You begin to understand how to really get this anatomy to work for you. Yeah, we had gym and grammar school and all of that, but we didn't talk about these things. They were not given to us. And I'm going to say a lot in African Americans, they were not given to us. Because now that I've been on the path of learning about the energy and chakras and all of these things, when I go, and this has nothing to do with ethnic groups. I'm not comparing myself to white people. I'm not comparing myself to Asian people. I'm just saying that when I've gone into these different groups, sometimes I would be the only African American there. So yes, I want to look good, feel good, drive a nice car, have a big home. But the most important thing I want to do is understand and connect to my own energy field so that I can navigate better in this world. And that's how I feel about it. Renee, would you like to MC for the night? I know I got to stop this smacking because I hear myself. So I want to say I'm sorry to the audience, for the smacking piece. I will most definitely work on that, really learning how to just bring it down a notch and stop smacking.
Okay. Well, I'm in the process of learning how to listen better and not interrupt. And I got checked today by my big sister Juana. She was talking. I was just talking and talking and talking. So that's why I wanted to give you your chance to get it all out. But as far as the energy goes, didn't really come to my mind until I started talking to you about it, and realized that that everything is energy. So, and when I looked it up, there was a scientific definition of energy as the ability to do work. And there's so many aspects of it. I started learning that another important aspect of energy is the sun, and another aspect of energy is our human power. It's just so many things that bring out energy in our lives that I don't even think I pay attention to it that much.
No, we don't, because we wasn't programmed that way to pay attention to it. Think about it. Just think about, if you could just, sit back and just take a moment and think about how was your life? What was your connection? Like the question we have up there. Let's go to that question. What is your energy connection to your parents, and how did it impact your life? So we're not here to badger our parents or anything like that, but we must pay attention to what happened. The reason being is because that same energy that was connected in our development, we we continue to repeat it because it's part of us. It's programmed in our subconscious mind. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's as we talk about it, it's just everything, the way you sound is like everything that we do, from eating to, you know, uh anything we do. It's
Yeah.
that what we do type of thing that brings out our energy. When I'm walking up the stairs, when I get up, and even when I'm thinking about stuff, it takes energy to even think.
Right. And we waste that energy. We waste that energy and what we eating, what we putting in our bodies. We waste that energy when we don't. So check this out. So when how we don't build vitality in our life because of what we eat, what we're drinking. And please, I'm not knocking anybody who enjoys doing their little business, having some wine or whatever. But what we do is we tend to overindulge, and then the body breaks down on us. We're like, dang, what happened?
Hmm.
I even say it for myself, like, wow, I'm understanding now how how I keep connecting the same type of energy of men, and them not wanting to be committed. But am I truly committed to myself? You have to ask yourself these questions, because we want this commitment. We want a lot of things, but we have not even understood how to be connected to ourselves. We have not even understood how the body really functions. And that truly blows my mind. I mean, blows my mind. We can sit up here and say, oh, we're going to make this go. We're going to have this positive thinking. We're going to say these affirmations. But it's deeper than that. We have to go beyond the self in order to make true change. And that's what conscious awakening is about. Conscious awakening is the spirit coaching session is taking you on a journey of learning about yourself. And as you go on that journey of learning about yourself, you're going to go beyond self. That's what the session is all about. It takes you from one step to another. I have taken the word spirit and turned it into an acronym. You guys know I love acronyms. And I've turned it into an acronym. So basically, I'm going to take you from one step to another step. But it's all about your journey. I'm just here as a vehicle, because this is my purpose. This is the reason why I created the spirit session, because I was told to do so. But it actually takes you through step by step, and it takes you on this journey about self. And then as you go on this journey about self, you go beyond self. You begin to translate, and you begin to learn different things about yourself on a mental level, on a physical level, and on a spiritual level. And that's what that session is truly about. So I want to really encourage people when the session come out, which we're going to do a workshop first, but when the session come out, to really, really jump on it and most definitely allow yourself to have an experience. And I'm going to say that again, allow yourself to have an experience. And that's what we some of the times we don't allow ourselves to have an experience because we're so programmed to doing the same thing over and over, but we want different results, but we don't want to do anything different. And what to do different is to get to know self and beyond. That's the difference. So I can tell you about affirmations all tonight. I could tell you about, okay, some positive, change your thoughts. It goes much deeper. Because if you don't go within there, if you don't become conscious, coherent of what's going on internally within you and understanding this anatomy, there's not going to be true change. But true transformation,
Jumbo,
it's deep. It's much deeper. So tonight we didn't get any audience, but that's okay. I'm still enjoying myself with you. And and you, thank you. So
I think that it comes with a change mindset because, to break it down really to layman's terms, when I think about energy and some of the things I talk about in regards to energy, is always like when I see little kids and I'm like, man, they got so much energy. I wish I could bottle that up and drink it and take it with me, because they take their energy and they use it to do whatever they want to do. If it's jumping, if it's playing, it's yeah. That's energy. But we as adults, like when I think of it, especially as being a parent, sometimes I want them to calm that down. Calm down, But then as I'm doing that, I'm also calming down my own energy level. I don't even realize that. I just wanted to stop, because you can feel the energy, especially in kids and when they all excited about whatever it is that they're on. But we don't really think about it that much in our adult life, because it's what we do. And what we do is energy. I mean, getting up to get to work, driving in the car, all of that is what we do, which is energy. It's from my interpretation of it, based in layman's terms, because I'm not spiritually educated all the way. You know what I mean? I can be real from my life experiences with what I do and what I feel energy is.
But and you say you're not spiritually educated, but my being spiritually educated is about learning self. To me, that's where the spiritual part come from, because you begin to connect to yourself, and you begin to even connect to you develop this connection with the universe. You begin to understand how it operates. You begin to understand about Mother Earth. You begin to understand the trees. Everything is a part of this energy. Everything has an energy, an aura of energy around it. So it's not what we do, is energy is who we are. And even when you talk about kids, and right, they have a lot of energy, because I do the same thing. I be like, dang, I need some of that energy, but we still have not taught our kids when to have a moment of just rest. Because sometimes they're going and they're going and they're going. Right now, we got kids where we keep them so busy because we don't want them to get caught up. But you have to give yourself a moment of time to just rest. A moment of time. You can just be in a grind going, I got to do this, I got to do that. As we get older, but I think if we teach our young people at a young age, because now they're doing that. They're in school teaching meditation. These kids how to go within to just relax. how to understand their own energy field. They're teaching this to kids now. And they're really, and some of these schools are really being, they're turning out great students now. They don't talk about it as much as they should, but it's out here. It's truly out here, because I wanted to put a meditation class in the public schools in Chicago, not really quite knowing. I mean, I had some connections, but had just too much going on at that time. You know what I'm saying? And so my energy, as we talked about, was being pulled everywhere, and I couldn't center myself to stick down and just get it all together. So what I did was, okay, I started Conscious Awakening, and that's what I need to focus on. And from there, I can branch out. So I have to get the foundation of it together. So now that I can branch out, and that's what this focus is all about, is building conscious awakening, building the program so that I can be able to, jump on with CPS and, create my coaching session, things like that, because you create these things, but if they don't have a foundation behind it, it's hard to push them. It's hard to, to get them in places that you need them to be in, or to connect to the right people that you need to connect to. And that's energy.
Well, that's cool, because then that'll give people an opportunity to become aware of their energy, how they spend it, and things like that. Because when I looked up, energy, the scientific definition of energy was the ability to do work. And then when I think about the question that we have, what is your energy connection to your parents and how did it impact your life? When I think about my kids, I'm constantly feeling like I'm injecting my energy into their lives, because I feel like it's wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? My energy telling them what to do is my wisdom from the experiences that I have been through and don't want to see them go through it. But I realize that I can't stop them from getting that opportunity to do their own work. You know what I mean? Because I was like, when John left, he moved out of the house, I was like, you need to stay here and stack your money and, save. And, he was like, hey, I want to get my own crib and be my own person. And I just thought it was wrong. So that was my energy I was trying to impact my energy into his life.
Right. I just heard that experience last night. I was on a call, an investment club call. And he was saying that to his daughter that, I think she's 25, and she's like, well, I'll move out, pay $1,700. He was like, no, you can just stay here and you can, save that money and buy you a house. And I understand his point. And and I can appreciate that, because some people, if you're in that position to do that, but then on the other hand, I'm not a parent, but I've been a child. But on the other hand, you have to let your kids go so they can grow.
But you know what? That's when I feel like, now that I'm reading our stuff and I'm thinking, that's an example of emotional and mental energy.
Thank you.
I'm emotional about it.
Right.
I'm like, oh, you're going to do what I say. And then mentally, they like, am I tripping? Because this is my life.
Right. And then
my energy is something else.
Yeah, because we tend to hold on to our kids, we hold on to our partners, or we hold on to people that their energy is not even good for your energy. So we just hold on this connection, or we hold on to our kids and we don't let them expand, or we become these kind of parents. We still taking care of our kids, and they 40 years old, 35 years old, and we still doing this for them, feeling like we have to continue to strive for them. No, I feel like at that point in age, one thing, okay, I'm not going to, my mother made some mistakes. And again, I'm not here to badger anybody or my parents or none of them. They made some huge mistakes. But the one thing that she did do that I'm happy for, she let me go. She didn't stop my growth. Yeah, some things could have been better, most definitely, but she let go. She let the rings go. And I'm not gonna say she's still worried about us, but she let go, and that was the best thing. I remember moving out at 19, which I wouldn't encourage my child to move out at 19. I'm gonna be honest. And her girlfriend's like, "You're gonna let her go out there?" She was like, "She's gonna be fine." And she was very confident about it.
Calm.
To be fine. She said she has no kids. She's gonna be fine. She can do this. And I was like, okay, mom. So because of her strength at that time and her confidence in me, it made me stand up. Even though it was trying, and I called her, I need to come back home. She was like, well, baby, there's not enough room, but okay. I didn't like that part. I was like, oh shit.
Dang, mom.
Well, it wasn't, because she was in a 2-bedroom and I had 2 little sisters.
Right.
So I would have had to sleep on the couch. And it wasn't, she was honest. It was the truth. It wasn't like she was in a 3-bedroom and she was lying to me.
Yeah.
She told the truth. She in Regent's Park. They was living good, And that's when the Regent Park to me was really, really nice. But it was just 2 bedrooms, and my little sister and them slept. That was their room, So of course it was going to be tight. But that, even though it hurt me, and she didn't say I couldn't come, she just told me the truth. But what that did for me, now that I'm on a different level with it, it made me fight even harder to stand up. I said, Kim, you got to get your own place. But I went to my girlfriend's house and stayed with her for 6 months. And then I got my studio. And it just changed from one moment to a moment. And then I started practicing Buddhism. But I want to, Judy left something today, and she talked about emotions. And Judy said, in order to change your emotional energy, you're going to have to put pressure on the will of your mind to get out of the rut that your mind goes to. It is probably very easy for you to worry, go to the worst case scenario, and be overwhelmed because you have practiced this so much, imagining what it would be like if you practice emotional mastery. You get good at whatever you practice the most. Think about what you are practicing. So again, we have to, we say, think about it. Think about it. Like you just said, Renee, it's a mindset. But when we begin to open up that mindset, you begin to ask yourself some questions. What's really going on with this body? Why do I feel this way? Why is this hurting? Why do I get all of these pains and aches? And, where is it coming from? And most of our pains and aches, comes from the stresses of what we have done to our bodies. It comes from all that emotional stress. It comes from not letting go when we should let go. It comes from not, standing up and understanding this anatomy and how it works. I was listening to someone, and one time I was listening to someone, they had a bad car accident or bad bike accident. But because of the bad bike accident, something happened to their mind. But it was a benefit. They found the benefit in it. They learned things about themselves that they probably would have never learned if they hadn't had the accident. And then they talk about people who have strokes, and what they learn about their bodies. So things happen to us for a reason, to help us connect. And it gives us a nudge all the time. But most times we turn the other way and say, oh, I'm fine. And we continue on with that same program, doing the same thing, eating the same way, thinking the same way, acting the same way, physically doing the same thing physically, maybe being a couch potato.
And all of those are levels and layers of energy fields. That physical energy is how healthy are you? That emotional energy have you asking this question of how happy are you? Your mental energy is how well can you focus on something? And your spiritual energy is why are you doing all of this? But we don't really ask ourselves questions until we get our, when we all up against the wall, and then you be like, why is this happening? But as we going through it, we're not stopping to say, okay, this is a level for us to learn something. This is an opportunity to change. And then again, that mindset has to change, because, it's also back to that definition of what they call insanity. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect something different to happen.
Right.
So when you're trying to change, or you want to change, then you have to make those changes. And our physical energy comes into play with how we even eat, what we put in our bodies. Because some things I'll eat and I'll be like, oh, I'm so tired. And then some things I eat and it makes me feel good. So
Yeah.
I don't really think about what I'm eating and what energy level it's going to put me at the end of it all. you know.
And that has a lot to do with how we was programmed, because we was not programmed about what food does to our body. I know when I drink my juices, oh my God, I done talked about this before. I get when I'm consistent with them, it's just a bliss that I feel. I feel happier, I feel lighter, I feel more connected.
Mhm.
It's just this bliss. I will not lie to you. I've experienced it over and over. But what I had to learn was I need to be consistent with it. If
Right.
I truly want to if I truly want to go beyond self, I have to be consistent with my meditation, my workout, eating right. Because I've experienced it when I've done all of those things on a consistent basis. I've seen it, and you get it. I mean, I was the type of person, I'm just gonna get a taste of it. I'm gonna go on back and swim on back, because what happened was I didn't change my subconscious mind. I didn't go deeper on a beyond self to make that transit to really change. And that's what I'm talking about, that true change, that true transformation. And we have to go in that deep and really dig in there and get connected. Judy also said, my capacity to have anything is impacted by the amount of energy I can create, hold, and manage. I must increase my capacity. Next level decision requires a new version of you. Go on, Judy. So, she talked about the capacity, or, things, all of those type of things, you have to increase, so how do you increase your capacity? My thing is increasing it is taking time out for myself. It's taking time out to get to really know Kimberly and go beyond self, because I can continue to set goals out there and continue to work hard on this foundation, that foundation. But if I don't work hard on the foundation of me, my physical level is not of that capacity. My mental level is not, and there's no vitality. I'm just basically, talking just to be talking.
Yeah, it sounds like it starts with training your life, starting in the morning, like everybody does something to start their day, if it's your meditation, even if it is your medication.
That's cute, your medication.
Whatever it is, it's like a routine. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And really, it starts with discipline to get that consistency going. You
That's
know,
what that, and I'm getting excited because, hey, Diane, just want to say, hey, Diane, she came in. That's what I mean. But that's what, so since you just said that, just think about it, babe. Just think, let me put this hook in there. We wasn't programmed that way.
I never looked at it as being programmed, but since
It
you keep saying
is.
that, I went to kind of get you right. We wasn't.
We wasn't programmed that way. We was programmed to survive, baby.
Right. We
We was
were.
not we was not programmed on how to survive and thrive.
It
We
was
was
all
just
about making $1 out of 15 cents. the struggle was real. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody thinking about, oh, my energy.
right. And even when we started practicing Buddhism, even when we started practicing Buddhism, it was about, the movement, continue to fight. Even though we had all of this energy, and chanting gives me a lot of energy, but I still didn't really understand about the anatomy, the body, how it functions and what it do. And I didn't understand how I was programmed as a kid.
And we never looked at religion or philosophy as an opportunity to see ourselves.
Yeah, because to
Even what
me,
we need to change about ourselves. We just go and do it robotically. And there's a purpose in there.
but my thing is, for religion is religion. Spirituality is
Maybe I won't say
spirituality.
because I'm not.
Yeah. So my thing is, I see the difference in the two. I mean, and I thank Buddhism from the bottom of my heart, because Buddhism put me on this journey. I wanted to learn more, because I started meditating because I was reading this book about meditation. I went to my first yoga class when I was taking dance class at Columbia. And that's where it all started for me. And then Malik, he's passed on now. Hey, Malik. Okay, he passed on now. And he started me to want to eat healthy, and turning me on to different things, about food. And I was like, oh, I like that. Okay, cool. And then I started, because I was always, had this energy, love to dance and all. And then I started walking on the lakefront by myself in the morning when I lived on 69th and Paxton. In my apartment, I started walking on the lakefront, and I started noticing things with my body. And I would, come home and lay down and meditate, or try to do a little yoga. And my little boyfriend back then would say, oh, you he would tease me, like, oh, you at peace or something. It was just like, it was foreign to him. You see what I'm saying? But he would tease, not realizing the effect that it could have even had on him. You see what I'm saying? Because that was, even though he was most definitely athletic, but I think if he had opened up his mind to go on a journey with me, he could have learned something else, and it could have helped him even develop his character more. Okay.
But he did sound like he developed some respect for those moments in your life.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't mean or anything. He's just like, he would tease me, and I was always the kind of person who, and Diane, if you're still on here, we're talking about energy field, and wanted to know, what is your energy connection to your parents, and how did it impact your life? Or even your husband. How is your husband, your kids, how did it impact your life? So even back then, I was the type of person that would get into things, even like skating. And I'll get in and taste it. And then, because I didn't want to be a regular somewhere, then I'll come out and then I'll come back in. Instead of just the consistency. But then as I look at it now in my life, it was how I was programmed. Mm-hmm. Because my whole thing was, as I got older, I needed to take care of myself. That was my number one. Mm-hmm. I needed to take care of myself. I need to keep a roof over my head. You know what I mean? I need to keep a job. I started working at probably 15. Yeah, about 15. My first job was, I was 14. So my parents impacted my life in a lot of ways, but I really just learned how to survive. I didn't learn anything. I didn't, and my mother, most definitely, your hygiene and things like that, and how to be a lady, things like that. But to really understand about the anatomy of the body and how it functions and how it works. But when you put kids in yoga classes and dance classes, those things will come up. They come up, and I just want to see youth learn more about their bodies, learn about their anatomy, learn about the energy field, what it does.
Yeah. You also had another question that says, what other energy connections are you attracted to, and how has it impacted your life?
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
But I also made note that energy is your most important resource, and connection is your most important focus.
See?
I find myself trying to find that now that I'm older and understand and getting
Mhm.
old, feeling those aches and those pains. But, I have to start with trying to either drink something in the morning that's going to get my energy level up so that I can complete my day, or take a energy pill or my vitamins. But it's real important the older you get in this
Mhm.
lifetime. 'Cause, you know, it's draining if you're not doing anything to help yourself and to create a high energy level. I see people in the gym now. I'm doing Pilates, and you would think that people not that into it, but them classes be filled every week, and people be trying to get in. So everybody is starting to become more aware of their spirituality, more aware of their energy levels. And I was watching something the other day, and they were saying how we're in a spiritual warfare. So at the same time, we have to go in and realize that we talked about this before, being able to read the energy in a room, and look at certain things like that, because it affects us.
Mhm. I mean, and that's true because we wonder why when I'm around young people now, their energies are very dark. They're very dark, and we have to understand, young people are getting so much information, just like we get so much information, and some of them they can't decipher all this information. They're getting programmed on a different level. We didn't have all of this when we were growing up. you know so just like people get freaking out. Oh, I got the older people, they don't want to do the internet or whatever. They feel like, well, I've been writing checks and I want to do it like this. know
Right,
you
right,
know I have a friend, he'd be freaking out. Oh, I hate that internet. It's like, just relax.
right.
Just if you just relax and step by step. I get frustrating, but it's a part of the change of the world. Everything changes, nothing stays the same.
And you got a good point with that programming thing, because I think a lot of stuff I'm starting to realize is by design, just like we keep hearing, or I keep hearing little things about COVID, and how it was done for population control, and how these kids are doing these games and they all shoot them up, bang bang, which is programming their minds to be violent and angry and all of this stuff. And my stepmother used to always say, if John come over here with one of them shoot 'em up games, he will not play it here. And I was like, Bricky tripping. But she had a good point.
She had a good point. Look at the kids now. I called the alderman and I was telling him, I called the alderman office because my client got stuck up at gunpoint. And it shook me because it brought back my own trauma, of being stuck up. And all of my energy was all over the place, and I had to calm myself down, you know. But I called the alderman office, and the guy said, I said, I think it's organized crime. And he said, and I know we jumping off, but it's still energy that
Yeah.
we're talking about. He said, no, it's just these young punks out here watching grand auto theft. I was like, okay, he don't even understand this organized now, don't. But again, because they have seen these things, because of I'm a reality junkie, but certain ones, they're fight more, like they're stopping a lot of the people from fighting on reality shows now. It's just all of this anger energy. People
Right.
are riding around angry, and they don't understand even why. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it with truth, because we never stop. We never stop. We just constantly going, 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 trying to reach the next level, trying to reach the next level. Oh, I got to make 100,000. I got to make 200,000. If you're in rhythm, You don't have to even move like that.
Hmm.
You get more time. Time don't even become an issue because you're not caught up on time. You living. Well, we're so busy thinking, we're so busy worrying. We're so busy just doing things. We just just doing it, just becoming a doer, not understanding the mind is for knowledge, the body is for experience, and the soul is for wisdom. So the first line of business is knowledge. We have to become knowledgeable of our own energy field.
And aware.
That's what conscious awakening just become. Once we become conscious and aware, like you awaken, then we can become coherent. It's just levels of steps that we can go. Then we can get into that subconscious mind and say, what was programmed back there? What was programmed? Because there's several levels to the brain. It's like it's blowing my mind. We ain't got this one brain. We got the left, the right. We got this nervous system back here. We don't have, it's not just one brain. This brain does all kind of things. The right side is for, your speaking and your creativity. Your left side is for, I think, the speaking, controlling your right side. It does so many things. It's blowing my mind because I'm learning all this stuff. I'm so excited with it. Hey, Angela, if you're still here, I'm so excited with it, but it does so many things. I mean, if we learn to get into our energy field, we can change so many things about our life. We can change some of the disease. People are changing cancer. People are changing Parkinson. People are changing so many things in their life because they're releasing all of this toxic. And remember what I talked about last week, week before last, when we was talking about how we sabotage ourselves, all these anchors. We releasing these anchors. Let them go. That don't mean we don't love our kids. That don't mean we don't love our husband. That don't mean we don't love our mothers, our fathers. But we got to know how to let go. And not letting go when we don't care, but letting go and trusting them to have an experience and trusting that we laid the right foundation. What I think what happens is we have our own guiltiness, we have our own selfishness, and we want to hold on for our own reasons.
Yeah.
And we have to be honest with ourselves. And if we can learn to be honest with ourselves, wow. But this energy thing this energy field, our energy field is heavy. It's the foundation of our health and our vitality. It's the foundation for us to live and us to navigate out here. So Renee, this was our night, and we had Diana and Angela on here. I want to say thank you all for showing up. Please share the video. I know you guys are going to hear it again, but we're going to move forward and keep talking about energy. And for those people I told you guys I had a little treat. And the little treat is we also have to develop an intimate relationship with our finance. So want to share with you guys about joining the Wealth Club. It's about building wealth for your family, generational wealth. And, people talk about that's energy. Money is energy. And people talk about, oh, well, what I want to leave my kid. Don't just leave your kid something. Teach your kid about it.
About money.
Teach your kid about finance. Teach your kid, because we always say, I want to leave. And then we haven't taught them anything. And then they go through all the doggone money. And then what? We like, see, they mama, see, you have people on the outside. I knew they was going to go through all that damn money. I knew they was going to lose their house because they, how people talk. So we got to teach our kids why we going to leave them wealth and how they can just continue on the journey of moving forward. And not just giving them all these things for them to just, have things. They just things, you guys. Let's teach them about the first thing. Let's teach them about is they self, and teach them how teach them how to go beyond they self, how to really truly transcend. You know, let's get that. That whole. Let's understand this mind, and let's understand this physical body, and let's understand our soul. Because those are the important things so we can continue to live. Because I truly, when I close my eyes, I want to leave a legacy, not just of money, but I want to leave a true legacy where I've touched many people's lives, where people can continue to move on and say, okay, Kim taught me this about energy. Kim took me on this journey in her coaching program, and now I can share it with the next person. Kim told me about how to develop the intimacy with yourself and with your money. I did a live earlier today, and I was making juices, and I was having an intimate time with myself. So it's 8:01, honey, and we're gonna, and I'm gonna let you, my singing MC. I know she got something good for us, you guys. But remember, share the video. Join the YouTube. I'm gonna drop that down. Join the YouTube. I wish you guys came on tonight, but that's okay because we're never gonna stop.
All right. So I want to end it in celebration of my mama. You can just chime on in with me, Kim, because you know this song just like everybody in this whole wide world. And I'm gonna start with a mother's love is so special. It's something that you can't describe. It's the kind of love that stays with you until the day you die. She taught me little things like say hello and thank you, please, while scrubbing those floors on her bending knees. Talking about mama, oh, she's one of a kind. You got yours and I got
mine.
Oh, hey mama, my heart belongs to you. Yeah. I'll always love my mama. You brought me in this world. You only get one. You only get one. Yeah. I know I'll be on the roll over here just going and going. But yeah, I was thinking about my mama. Today is her birthday. She would have been 73. I want to celebrate her. She wouldn't want me all in tears and crying. So
you had a good time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. And in her memory, that's why we got our leopard on, because she loved her leopard.
Yeah. And I want to say I love my daddy. We love our daddies.
Yeah.
Man, we know definitely. I appreciate my daddy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Look, thank you for dropping that thing down.
Alive, I swear, if he's still alive, you better love up all on them.
I love my daddy. I love my mama.
And my daddy. So
yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to bring light to their lives. And,
yes.
It's always a good moment with you, Kim.
Thank you. Here. That's
Judy.
Judy, thank you. Yes, Judy, thank you. We missed you.
Who chimed in.
Yep, and thank you for the people who chimed in. And until next time. So the next time we will see you guys is, look, let me see here. It's going to be on the 6th of February.
February 6th. Okay.
February the 6th at 7:00 p.m. Remember, I'm going to put out information about the Wealth Building Club, because we will be the next Black Wall Street on the internet.
All right.
So I'm going to say good night. Hope you guys have a great evening. And we're going to end it. See you guys soon. Bye for now.
Bye.